Hello, boys and girls, and welcome back to another session of I Didn't Know This About Wyoming. I'm Mr. Dennis, and we have Cammie.
Hi, everyone.
And Tatum.
Hi, everyone.
And we've also included another new friend, Chase.
Hi.
So, we're happy to be with you again, and as we continue our study of the Native American Indians, one of the fascinating things that a lot of people aren't aware of is how they would tell stories by the paintings that they would put on their horses. So we're going to take a look at that today. Are you guys ready to help Mr. Dennis?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to kind of tell a story of a warrior. And as I tell this story of the warrior, we're going to paint this story onto his horse, because that's exactly what they would do. Many of you have probably seen pictures or paintings where you've seen horses with different symbols on it, and perhaps you wondered, what do those symbols mean? Well, let's learn a little bit about that today. So, Tatum, we're going to start with you. And do you happen to have a red marker on you? That pink marker will work well. Oh, Cammie has a red marker? Okay. As a warrior, one of the things that you want to make sure, because let's say that you're out on a buffalo hunt that we've talked about. And as you're out on that buffalo hunt, you're more interested in getting the buffalo than worrying about where your horse is going, right? So you want to make sure that your horse sees very well. So you know what you would do?
What?
Draw a circle around, a red circle around the horse's eye. Can you do that? Oh, that's beautiful. Any idea, Chase, what that red circle means?
I know that it helps them see better because it deflects the sun.
Well, it helps them
Something like
see
that?
better because in the customs of the Native Americans, they believed that a circle drawn around the horse's eye worked much like glasses. And it would help the horse to be able to see better. And so he'd be able to see where he was going. Now, Cammie,
Yes.
if you were out hunting and you were on your horse, would you want a slow nag or a fast steed?
Fast seed.
A fast steed?
Yes.
Okay. So if you want your horse to go fast, they believed, take the red marker again, and can you make a lightning strike down the leg of the horse?
Would they hurt it?
Just a painting. Remember, this is a painting.
Wait, so would
Just
they
like that. Let's make one more little line down there. Yeah. A lightning strike like that symbolized that the horse was fast. And so they would put a lightning strike on the legs like flash. All right, now, Chase,
Yeah.
you are a brave warrior,
Okay.
and you have been out to battle. You have a coup stick, like this one here, and obviously what a coup stick is a stick that you would use to touch your enemy, not kill your enemy. And oftentimes the warriors, rather than killing an enemy, found it a lot better, and it signified bravery if they could ride in and touch their enemy either with their hands or with a coup stick. Now, once accomplishing a great task like that, you'd want other people to know how many coups you have, right?
Definitely.
Definitely. So on this back leg, will you make, let's do 4 lines.
Okay. Red.
It can be blue, red, green, whatever color you want to use.
So straight lines.
Yeah, straight lines just kind of follow the contour of the leg all the way across, just like that. Now, you know what that means? If I was looking at this horse, it would mean
its master's really brave.
and has had 4
4 coups.
coups. That's right. Now, Cammie, I'm going to ask you to do a hard one. Because in this one here, sometimes as you're out to battle and you are hoping to coup your enemy, guess what your enemy does back?
Choose you.
Coups you. Well, you got to tell your whole story, right? All right. So again, I'm going to have you use red. And somewhere on the horse, maybe in the front of the horse here or in the back of the horse here, either one, I want you to draw a small hand. Could be a little bigger than that, but that's pretty good. Okay, put a couple more fingers in there. Draw your palm around, come all the way down. Good, that's beautiful. Now color it in though.
So why is it red?
Because that means that the enemy cooed him instead of him cooing him.
That's right. Now, Tatum,
Yeah.
sometimes as you're out to battle, you may get wounded, or maybe your horse is wounded. And so again, you have to tell the whole story. So this time, take the red, and you're going to go down the back part of this horse, make a red dot somewhere, bigger than that, color it in,
Okay.
color a red dot in. Now draw a curvy line coming down to about right here.
Does
Yeah,
that represent your horse or
There you
have a
go.
wound?
that means either you or your horse has a wound. Now, the interesting thing about this is that sometimes these same symbols were used on a person, on your own body, as well as on your horse. And so sometimes when you see drawings of Native Americans and they're painted up, it's not because they're necessarily going to war, it's because they are telling a story of events and deeds that they have accomplished.
That's
Okay?
That's cool.
All right, now, one of the things that really made it so that the Native Americans could earn honors was how many horses you could steal.
Oh, that's cool.
So, I'm going to have you, Chase, right on the back end of the horse. And you can use any color you want. I'm going to have you put 3 upside down U's,
So like an N?
like an N, without the top mark.
Like all together?
No, separate. Well, close together.
Oh.
Okay, that represented,
Horseshoe.
is like a horseshoe, but that represents that Chase went in and had stole 3 Indian ponies.
Oh.
Now, Cammie, I'm going to have you use a different color, if you will. I'm going to have you make 4 more of these, but this time I want you to put a little line at the end of each horseshoe. Let me do one for you, then you can do the others. So
Is
your
there one at
horseshoe
the end?
is going to look like that. Draw 3 more of those.
When they steal these horses,
One more right down here.
Mr. D, when they steal these horses, well, some of them already have markings on them, like these like the coups.
Uh-huh.
So could they say that they got those coups?
Remember, this is paint. And they can clean that off and start a whole new canvas, can't they? Now,
So but that means that the enemy stole the horses from them instead of them stealing them from
that meant that you stole 4 horses from a white man.
Oh, dang.
So they clarified whether the horses were Indian ponies or white men ponies. And so they would tell how many they stole from each one. Now, Chase or Tatum, one of the things that really brought honor to the warrior, you know, if you went out and stole a horse on a nice day like today, that wouldn't be very hard, would it?
No, what do
But
we?
wonder if it was happening right in the middle of a snowstorm.
Oh.
So this is what I want you to do, Tatum. Right over here, I want you to put about 5 or 6 little dots. Just okay, we're gonna make them bigger than that. Just like this. Okay, can you add a few more? All right, that meant that although Cammy stole 4 white men horses, Tatum stole, or Tatum stole 3 Indian ponies in the wintertime.
Dang.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Now,
Mr. D, I have a question.
Yeah.
Why would they want to steal their Indian horses? Like, would it be from a different tribe?
big but different tribe, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, Jay, do you know what a pig pen looks like?
Yeah.
What's it look like?
A pig pen? Doesn't it? It's like a pen. It's like.
Looks like a tic-tac-toe.
Yeah.
Okay, can you reach over that far, or should I have Cammy do
I
it?
can reach over
All right,
that
reach
far.
over that far and put in about 3 tic-tac-toes. All right. Now, you know what that means? That's the
See?
number of times that you, as a warrior, would have escaped from an enemy.
Oh, that's cool.
All right. So let's kind of review these real quick. So, Tatum, circle around the eye means
That they can see better.
that they can see better. Chase, lightning strike down the leg.
Fast.
That means they could run really fast, doesn't it?
What would the symbol be if it was a slow?
They wouldn't put it on. All right, Cammy, explain the 2 horseshoes.
Stole 4 horses from a white man. Stole 3 horses from another Indian tribe.
All right, and Chase, the dots.
That you've stolen horses during a snowstorm.
All right, and Tatum, what's that line mean?
That you got in a bridge or something, or injured.
Injured, yeah, you got wounded. All right, and then the last 2, Cammy, what do the lines on the leg mean here? The number of,
Oh, the number of touches or whatever that staff's called.
the coup,
staff.
the coup staff, that's
Oh,
right,
gesture.
that's right.
Coups.
And then finally, Chase, the tic-tac-toe marks represent
How many times you've escaped?
how many times you escaped, that's right. So, and the hand, what's that mean?
It means I forgot.
How many times you got cooed by your enemy?
That's exactly right, how many times you got cooed by your enemies.
Once. That's good.
Well, boys and girls, I hope that you've learned something that perhaps you didn't know about Wyoming. As you look at these symbols and signs written on the horses, I would encourage you to go ahead and take an opportunity to look at some pictures and see if you can identify some of these drawings that are on horses. And now you'll know what they mean. By now, your buffalo hide bags should be dry. So if you'll just take them, you'll notice we have ours in front of us here. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is fold our bags so that it is about 3/4 up. Get enough room so that you have a top that you can bring down. That's going to be the top of your possibles bag. So your bag should look something like this here. If you have some hole punchers, Chase and I will share this pair here. Cammy and Tatum can share that pair. This is what I need to have you do. Take your hole puncher and make about 15 holes. 1, 2, 3. Make one right there on the corner. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It looks like I'm going to only get about 10 holes. Make sure it goes through both sides of the sack as you do. I'm going to go ahead and give this to Chase now so that he can do his. Do you need me to help you there? That's okay. That's okay. Yep, let me just kind of help you. You gotta, yeah, do it. Yeah, I'm just going through like this. You might have your mom or dad at their home help you do this. That will work. You want to do yours? All right, go ahead. You need help with yours, Chase?
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, Chase, while we're doing this, I gave you some black strings. I have yarn that has been pre-cut. I'm going to go ahead. Your pieces of yarn are just about a little over a foot long, about 18 inches long. Works really well. Doesn't have to be exact. I'm going to give Cammie a set over there. I'm going to give Tatum a set here. I'm going to go ahead and help him finish his holes around here. There you go. Nice thing about this is you don't have to be perfect. Everything doesn't have to go exactly right. Don't forget to punch a hole on the top and also 2 holes right here. You'll use those later as we make the tie for the top of the Possibles bag. Okay, so with that, how we doing, Chase?
I can use some help.
You can use some help? All right. Let me go ahead and help you.
It feels good.
All right, fold that way. Here we go. If you want to go ahead, you got scissors. And go ahead and cut about 15 pieces of those.
Okay.
Cut 15 pieces of these.
You got them already cut.
Mr. Dennis, like that.
Just like that. That is perfect. Okay, now I'm going to use one of Tatum's pieces to demonstrate what we do. Simply take the yarn, and you can just use string as well. Doesn't have to be yarn. It can use string or anything that you want to use as a tie. Ribbon works well. Notice how I am taking the yarn that I have, and I am simply going to tie it into a knot, tie it tight, and let it go. That will make a fringe. The fringe were very important to both the Native Americans and to the mountain men. You may not have known this about Wyoming, but the fringe was used for a couple of reasons. One, if my Possibles bag here happens to get wet, the fringe will help drain the water, soak up the water, and the water will drip off my bag down through the fringe here and keep my bag drier. Obviously, if I'm out in the woods and I happen to tear a hole in a shirt or I happen to tear a hole in my bag, I can simply take a piece, cut it off, and use that to help patch up the holes that I have in a shirt or something that I have. Yeah, if you guys will go ahead and just keep making that like that.
Hey, Mr. D, what did they put in these bags?
What did they put in the Possibles bag? That is a very good question. Cammie or Tatum, what do you think they put in the Possibles bag?
Probably some food, supplies, and like water.
Well, maybe not water. They had the canteens, but you're absolutely right with supplies. Remember we talked about pemmican the other day? Mm-hmm. And obviously pemmican would have been probably something you would have found in here. As we talk about the mountain men in the next section, we'll be talking about how they use flint and steel to make fires. So they would have carried flint or steel in here. Many times the Native Americans would have put in here such things as beads or mirrors. Men would have maybe carried their combs in a Possibles bag, a little bit bigger than this one. So that's why it's called a Possibles bag. Anything possible would have went in there. How we doing? Oh, that looks nice, Tatum. Just keep going like
Do they
that.
have to be completely even?
Nope. In fact, if they're not even, it even makes it look nicer, more authentic. Because as they built, they didn't make things exactly even either. So, are you ready to start building there?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, as you're working on these bags, we're going to decorate these in just a minute. And so let me, if I can, perhaps share with you remember the Native American petroglyphs that we looked at the other day? And how the Indians would use symbols to communicate with? How would you guys today, this afternoon, like to learn some of the Native American symbols so you could write your own stories?
That would be cool.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
And you could perhaps use some of these symbols on your Possibles bag and maybe tell a story that goes with that.
Do you think I could show my social studies teacher?
I think your social studies teacher would love that. So, let me just put these on this whiteboard here. Perhaps at home you could go ahead and maybe your mom or your older brother would be willing to go ahead and draw these out as I'm putting them on the board. Then you could look at them and refer to them a little bit later, and you could decorate your own bag. So here we go. Number one, a simple drawing of a person, of course represented man. Now, if I wanted to put, or boy, if I wanted to put a girl, I would use a similar type of drawing, except I would use a triangle for the body, the arms and legs, and that would be girl. Now I know all of you have friends, and so if I wanted to show friends, I would simply draw two people standing together, and then I would draw a line underneath. That represented a friend. Now those are pretty easy to recognize. Now let me show you a couple of drawings that can be used to help write your story. If I draw a teepee, such as this, that would represent one teepee. If I put dots above it, that would represent a village or a camp. Anytime we see drawings above something, it represents many. So, Cammie, do you have quite a few friends?
Yeah.
So I could put dots above friends, and that would show many friends. Now, if I draw an arrow pointing this way, that meant to leave, go, or went. Notice how one symbol can represent several words.
How do you tell the difference from those?
Depending on how you're telling your story. I went into the forest, I leave, I will go.
Oh.
If I draw the arrow going the other way, that means to come, return, and so you have that. Now, let me kind of show you how this works. If I wanted to begin a story on my Possibles bag that you're building, I might say a picture of a man, or it could be a girl, Cammie.
Mm-hmm.
And notice what I do with his arms. I put one arm pointing towards him. That means I. If I draw a sun, and all of you know what a sun looks like,
Yeah.
okay, and I draw another line over next to it, and I put a dot
Like this?
before it,
Going all the way around.
that would mean
Do you keep going all the way around?
all the way around, yep. Before sunrise.
Huh?
So what I'm going to do, say, here's my teepee. And if I put many dots around it, Chase, what does that mean?
That means more than one, right?
Okay. What's the arrow mean, Tatum, leaving out?
Leave, go, or went.
Yep, left. What did I leave?
Your teepee.
But there's many, so that
Village.
means I left
Village.
village or camp. Okay. When did I leave?
Today.
Before
For
Sunset.
sunset?
sunrise.
Rise.
And then notice, even in the Native American language, using pictures, they have periods. This is a period if you were telling a story, 2
Nice.
lines.
That's cool.
So I left camp before sunrise. Now I can begin my next sentence. Here we go. Went, there's the arrow. Now, let's see if you guys can guess this one at home. This is a tree, but I'm going to put dots above it. So that would mean what?
Trees.
Forest.
A forest. Exactly.
How would you write an animal?
I'll show you. I went into the forest now you guys will all guess this one here, because we talked about that earlier today with the bows and arrows. So that was to hunt.
Hunt.
Now, Tatum, what would you like to hunt?
Bison.
Bison? Now, notice how I do this. Circle and 2 horns. Went to hunt bison. And let's say that I saw some bison. This is how I would write saw. A circle, a dot, and a line, dotted line going out means I saw. Do you guys like to count?
Not really.
Not really? Well, let me show you how easy it is to count with Native American writing. I saw 3 buffalo.
Are those like tally marks?
Those are like tally marks.
Those
yeah.
Indians were really smart. back
They
then.
were. Notice I'm going to put a period. Okay? So I went to the forest to hunt bison, period. I saw 3 buffalo, and then, because you are such good hunters from what we learned today, I killed, and this is the way we would do killed. We put a circle around the animal. I killed 1 buffalo. You can even put a tally mark above it. Then, what did you do? I went back to camp, and as I went back to camp, beautifully done, yes. I'm going to do it this way, because there's many, that would be what?
People.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went back,
No, men.
people,
Wouldn't that be men?
well, it'd be men, so what I'll do is I'll draw another one. Like that, okay?
Like this?
Had, and here we go. This means plenty food. Period. So there's Mr. Dennis's story using some of the petroglyphic writings. And you can go ahead and take your possible bag that you have. Now, if you notice, one that Mr. Dennis has finished here, I've used geometric designs rather than writings. So you may use either geometric designs or you could use a writing to be able to tell a story. And if you have any questions about a symbol that you wanted to use in telling the story, you could go ahead and just ask me that question and I'd be able to help you answer it. Now, boys and girls at home, I hope that you've enjoyed learning how to make one of these bags. You may not be finished yet, but work on it this afternoon as you have time. Go ahead and decorate it, hang it up, and you'll have a nice art piece that you can remember some of the things that we've talked about as we've studied the Native American Indians. This is something that you didn't know about Wyoming. Thank you, and we'll see you at our next. Now remember, for additional information and just a fun packet, we have several little booklets that are available. If you are interested, please contact us at wtdennis@yahoo.com or call 307-679-6835. Cammie, would you like to introduce the first set?
Yes. For the first one, we have Native American tools, grandmother and the teepee, Indian games and pastimes, and then grandfather and the medicine wheel.
And you may remember that we discussed many of these facets in our series so far. So if you're interested, please contact us. Tatum, what ones do you have?
Cow Trail, the Mountain Men, and Gold.
And we will be discussing those topics here in the near future. So please stay tuned for some of those segments. Thank you.
Okay, so we got Joel's Journey, which is about this boy who goes on the Oregon Trail, and it's the first recorded journal of the first death on the Oregon Trail. Then we got Dream West, which is about all the trails that go through Wyoming. And then we got Rails West, which is about the trains in the West. And as you can see, we have all these.
All these are made available, and we can sell them individually or as units. We also have additional instructional units for classroom teachers that go along with each of these booklets with activities and more information about each of these topics. Thank you, and we'll see you at our next I Didn't Know That About Wyoming.